Good morning, second graders, and I am lucky enough to show you something that we haven't done a lot of. We haven't gotten a lot of experience with. We haven't done this a lot, but it's using compensation to add three-digit numbers. Now, compensation is when we change one number to something, but when we do that, we use the other number to do it. Okay, so that's that's it very quickly. That's the what compensation is. Now, parents that are listening, I'm hoping that parents are listening because helping with homework is a great thing. Parents that are listening, if you look at this and say, this confuses me and I would much rather do it the way that I like to do it, and you're going to help you're going to help your child do it that way, then please continue. All right. My job, Mrs. Raber and I, we have decided that we are going to show all of the possible ways because somebody might just look at this and say, I never really understood it when mom and dad were showing me, but this I understand. That's what I want to do. I want to show as many ways as possible so that we can do it. All right, but let's get into it. Otherwise, we will run out of time, and I don't want that. All right, I have said before, anytime there's a place with the name, I want you to put your name. So I will put my name, Mr. Garrett, making sure to put capital letters. And our learning target, use compensation to add. Now, here's what we're going to do. Add to the model to make 300. Make a quick sketch of your work. Now, in order to get to 300, you have to know how many there are right now. So let's count. Each square, right? This square is 100. So that's 100. This is 100. And each of these columns is 10, 10, 10. So all I have to do is count everything. And then, of course, each of these cubes is 1. All right, so I have 100, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 291, 292, 293, 294, 295, 296. That is what we are starting with. And what did they ask us to do? Add to the model, this is the model, to make 300. Well, all I have to do is keep counting up to 300. So I have 296, 297, 298, 299, 300. I made it all the way up to 300. Then I look down here. What number did you add to make 300? Well, the only ones that I added were these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I added the number 4 to the 296. Now, here's the part that is the true part of compensation. How can this help you find 296 plus 124? Well, in order to do this, in order to make this easier to add, making 296, if I add 4, I can take this, come over there, right? If I've taken this away, then I will have 120. And if I add the 4 to 296, now I know that I have 300. So I have 3 hundreds, 300 plus 120. That is easier than adding 296 plus 124. All right. So I can use compensation to answer the question. I can use compensation to make the number, the numbers easier to add. All right, so there we go. 300 plus 120 is easier than 296 plus 124. All right. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, we were on page 417 in our math book. All right, so let me show you this next part. I'm going to take, and we're going to add 325 plus 196. What I'm going to do, or what they're showing us in their example, is I can take some of this number and add it over here to make 196 into 200. So I'm going to take 4 of these, add it over here. And when I did that, plus 4 on this side, it became 200. And when I took 4 away from this side, then it became 321. 321 plus 200, all I'm doing is adding 2 more hundreds to 321, so that's 500, and then the 10s stay the same because I'm adding 0, and the 1s stay the same. I'm adding 0 again. All right. Then, down here, I have 312 plus 367, and what they're trying to do, what they're trying to show is what we do is we can take all of this, because that's not really something that we can do, and add up to 400. This one, to get up to 400, would be a little complicated. So let's take all of everything after the hundreds and bring them over here. Okay, so I have 312 minus, I'm going to move them over here, minus 12, and that makes 300. But when I do that on this side, I have to do the opposite over here. So I'm going to add 12 to this side, and then I'm adding 12. 7 plus 2 is 9. 6 plus 1 is 7. 3 plus nothing is 3. And now see what we did? Now I only have a 9. I have 7 10s. And I have 300s plus 300s. That makes 600s. All right, let's keep going. Let's do some of the ones that are in the book. Use compensation to add. I have 294 plus 148. Well, I want to look and see which is the easiest one to get to my hundreds. 294. I know that if I add 6 to 294, then I'm going to be able to get up to 300. But then I'm having to take away 6 from this side. All right, 294 plus 6 makes 300. 148 minus 6, I have 8 here. I take away 6. That gives me 2 in the ones column. 4 10s minus no 10s is 4 10s. 100 minus no hundreds is 100. 300 plus 142. My 2 stays the same because I'm adding 0. My 4 10s stay the same because I'm adding 0. And my 300s plus 100 equals 400. All right? All right. Don't get bogged down. Don't get worried if you're not quite understanding it. It's okay. All right? Let's keep going. We can pause. You can go back and look at this. You can see over and over and over. Let's just try to see some examples of how to do this. 628 plus 206. let's see, which one of these would be easier to make into just the hundreds? Yeah, I see it too. If I just take 6 away from this, I take these 6 and I move it over here, right? If I move them over here, then that's like I'm adding 6 over here, right? I've taken 6 away, so 206 minus 6 is now 200. 628 plus 6, 8 plus 6 is 14. My one set of 10 goes up here. 1 plus 2 is 3, and 6 plus nothing is 6. 634 plus 200. We've done some adding in our brains of adding 200s to 600s. I have 800s. I add 0 tens and ones to 34 tens and one. Here we go. 834. All right, let's do another one. 703 plus 145. What am I going to do in order to make this into the number I want to use? I'm going to take away these 3. Look at that. Then I would just have 700s. I will put them over here. So minus 3. When I put them over here, I have to add them to this side. 145 plus 3 is, 148. 703 minus 3 is 700. 700 plus 148 equals 8 ones, 4 tens, 7 hundreds. All right. I know I'm going quickly. Boys and girls, don't worry. If this is just very, very confusing to you, think, Mr. Garrett just showed us an interesting way to do it. I like doing it the other way. I think I'll keep working on that. Okay? I will not be upset. Now let's see. I have 490 plus 367. I want to see which one of these is going to get to the hundreds the quickest, the easiest. Well, I know that 490 is only 10 away from 500. So I want to add 10 to this side. I'm just going to do that. In order to do that, though, I have to take those 10 away from this side. See how it works? If I do this over here, I have to do the opposite over here. So 367 minus 10 is 357. 490 plus 10 is 500. 500s plus 300s is 800s. 0 tens plus 5 tens. 0 ones plus 7 ones. There we go. Let's see. I might have time to do one more. I'm running out of time. If I do get cut off, I do want you to do pages 421 and 422. All right, here we go. 172 plus 520. To make this into 500, I'm going to take 20 away. I'm going to add those 20 that I take from here over here, plus 20. 520 minus 20 is 500. 172 plus 20 is 192. 500 plus 192. My hundreds add to 600. My tens add to 90, and my ones add to 2. All right. Boys and girls, I know this is a lot. I know it was fast. Watch it as many times as you need to. And I hope you have a fantastic day.